Hello, beautiful beings. It is so nice to see you on this holiday. For those of you who celebrate, the season of giving has begun and gratitude. And I am also wanting to wish you a belated happy new moon. We are just in a really beautiful time with a lot of new frequencies and energies coming through, and I just wanted to touch base and share with you a little bit. As many of you know, the sun moved into Sagittarius, which is it's grounded on the earth, but really shooting for the stars, shooting for that higher perspective and understanding. And especially after we come out of Scorpio season, which is all about delving within, going deep. This is really great as we get to come out of that and start to look outward and look forward and look up more. And then we right away had a new moon yesterday, which was Wednesday, November 23rd, the very next day. We had this new moon energy at around 5 p.m. Eastern time. And then 1 hour later, we had Jupiter, which is the largest planet in our solar system. It is about growth and expansion and luck and abundance. So 1 hour after we had the new moon, we had Jupiter go direct. It had been in retrograde where we were reconsidering these things, but now we have the energy moving forward again, sort of stationing to move forward. But I don't know about you, I really felt it, and I almost immediately wanted to come on and put out a video about it. What happened for me right around that time was I stopped what I was doing. I immersed myself in information that had come through in a reading from right before in 2019, the fall of 2019, before all of these lockdowns happened. And I reconnected to a spiritual path that I had begun then. And so what it felt like to me during this time of the new moon and Jupiter going direct was, I'm not going to fall back into those old patterns nearly as easily now. I felt the energy free up and move. And so we've actually moved from, at the eclipses, we had all these fixed planets, all these planets in fixed signs, fixed energies. And it was sort of that thing where something's got to give, something's got to break. There's too much tension. And we did that through the eclipse. And now all of these planets are moving into mutable signs. And so mutable signs are more about malleability, being able to shift in the moment. It's about different choices, the freedom to make a new choice and more easily shift into that. And so this new moon, which is completely infused with this energy of Jupiter going direct in Pisces, is marrying the Sagittarius energy with the Piscean energy, and they both are so similar. Jupiter is actually the ancient ruler or the classical ruler of Pisces, and so there is a lot of similarity between these signs. Both are incredibly spiritual. Sagittarius is more about higher mind, education, learning, going out into the world, traveling, considering all cultures around the world in a sense. And Pisces is spiritual connection, that understanding that we are connected with everything, we are all one, that stillness that can come in, but also this beautiful creativity and expression. Now, Pisces can get a little bit lost in the dreaminess of it all, and as well as this mutable energy of both Sagittarius and Pisces. We want to make sure that we don't get scattered, that we stay centered and grounded and connected. But this new moon energy in Sagittarius is more grounding and shooting for the stars and helping to balance out this shift of Jupiter in Pisces energy. So very exciting. And I talked before in the previous video that I did that we are very much in a time of dreaming awake, really not only seeing and envisioning, but feeling these new frequencies that are coming in and shifting into this new paradigm frequency. There's so much going on. It's hard to put it into simple phrases sometimes, but there are so many asteroids and planets that are really supporting freedom, truth, autonomy, really knowing ourselves. And with Mars, couldn't think of the word, with Mars in retrograde right now in Gemini, we're also reconsidering our choices. We're reconsidering the things, the way we think about things, and reconsidering the information that we had at one point versus the information we have now. So there is a lot of things that are moving and shifting to bring these new frequencies in, and a lot of information from asteroids that we aren't necessarily normally working with that are all in the mix right now to really support us in natural law, to support us in the truth of ourselves. And so it's a very exciting time. Also, we've had a lot of planets in retrograde, and we now have Saturn and Pluto, and as of yesterday, Jupiter, that have gone direct. And then at the beginning of December, on the 3rd of December, we will have Neptune go direct, which Neptune is the modern ruler of Pisces. So we're still, like I said, still in that dreaming awake phase right now, really envisioning and starting to shift into these new frequencies of what we wish to embody. And then Uranus on January 22nd. So that's next year, a little ways away. But all of these planets are going direct. So where we've been in this intense time of reevaluating, reconsidering the frequencies of all of these particular planets, we are now getting to start to move forward. There's an opening of the energy, and with them all in these mutable signs, just a chance to shift into that new frequency as they move direct. We are moving away from that Saturn Uranus square that we were stuck in since around March of 2020, where it was very much old versus new, structure versus expansion. I mean, these energies play off of each other. They have a lot to share with each other and teach each other, but Saturn and structure was sort of winning out, so to speak, initially. And now we've sort of shifted into a place where Uranus is taking the lead, which is the new ideas, the new paradigm, the new structures in some sense coming through, and a new sense of self that is coming for many of us. So we are still, like I said, very much in that dream time, a time of visioning and starting to understand the new frequencies so that we can begin to implement them in a more powerful way and manifest them into our lives, especially in the spring. The end of March, April, May, we will have these new frequencies coming in even more in a way that we can really ground that into our everyday lives. But right now, we are still very much in that time of dreaming and shifting, changing our minds, figuring out what we want to bring forward into the world. And so on December 5th, there is a Mercury is going to be square Jupiter. So Mercury in Sagittarius is going to be square Jupiter in Pisces. And again, that's, you know, Mercury is the mind and it's communication. And so it's reevaluating, dreaming big, since Jupiter is about growth and expansion. and all things auspicious and positive in a sense, except maybe excess. But it's about thinking big, bringing those visions in. And then we have a full moon in Gemini conjunct the Mars retrograde. And that's on December 7th. And that is, of course, opposite the sun, which will be in Sagittarius conjunct the Great Attractor. Which the Great Attractor is, again, those new frequencies coming in, and some would say very connected to a pure type of source energy. So depending on how you see that, but definitely it's helping us to dream big and bring in a shift towards natural law, divine law, and really help us to, you know, we've had since the eclipses, we've had this time to begin really dreaming about the life we want. And we're coming into this period, this like 2-week period where it's really about, let's even dream bigger. Let's think bigger. Let's expand. How can I, you know, like during the eclipse, it's like, okay, what is it that I really want to bring in on a practical level? And then this week is more about how can I bring these things in a way that will really expand and help me to grow. And there's like a more of a yearning for spiritual connection and spiritual growth happening, and an opportunity to come into more stillness and peace, which for those of you who are home for the holidays this week, and moving forward through the next month as well, will be very helpful, bringing in more of that peace. And then around the 5th to the 7th, it's more about how can I even expand those dreams, those visions even bigger, and again, fully recalibrate my energy frequency so that I can not only see it and feel it, but recalibrate to it, shift into that new frequency. Feel those new frequencies pouring in through you and infusing your entire being, and coming out the other side of that a completely different, empowered, healed, and manifested person, in touch with and in tune to the truth of your being. And the horns are going crazy out there, so forgive those little blips that you might see in the video, but it's like they're saying yes, 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 yes. Yes. And of course, these are the energies that are present and at play. When we work consciously with these frequencies, then it is even more powerful. It's going to happen anyway in some regard, especially if it's affecting your personal chart in a significant way. And if you do have a lot of things that are at the midpoint of the mutable signs, which are Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces, then you will especially be affected. As always, you can reach out to me if you want to learn more about that, or get a reading for your own personal chart. But these frequencies work most powerfully when we are conscious of them and consciously working with them. So every day, taking that time to recalibrate to the new frequency that you wish to see and be, what you want your life to look like and what you want the world around you to look like. We are really getting to co-create right now in such a beautiful way, the new world, the new earth, the new frequencies that we want to live in and with. So many blessings to you. I wish you great happiness, peace, and abundance throughout this next month, this holiday season for many, and into the new year. Blessings and namaste.